What is up, football fans, UFL fans, but most importantly, Houston Roughnecks fans? Welcome to another episode of Roughnecks Rundown. As always, I'm your host, Ace, and today I have a great interview coming with one of our top wide receivers. Let's just get right into it.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly.
All right, everybody, I am joined here by Keke Chism. He is by far, I think, our tallest wide receiver in the room and one of the most athletic. He is a go up and get it kind of guy. And let's just thank you, Keke, for coming on the show, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Heck yeah. I haven't really interacted with you much online. You don't have too big of a social presence. Like it doesn't seem like you're online all the time. So I was glad you hit me up. You wanted the jersey edit, and I said, I'll do it, but you got to come on my show. You know, it's free. It just costs you time. And you were like, let's do it. And I'm glad the jersey edit seemed like it came out good. Gives me more Roughnecks graphics to use with players that are actually going to be in the uniform this year. So that's really cool. Let's get into your football life, man. I like to start from the beginning. You're from Dangerfield, Texas. You're in Dallas right now, so it's really nice. You don't even have to move for the season. But you played at Dangerfield High School, and you lettered in football and basketball. So playing dual sports, at what point growing up, this is my favorite question to ask, did you realize football is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, this is my passion.
Well, it's kind of interesting because growing up, I played all sports. So I did football and basketball, but I also played baseball and I ran track. So growing up, I never really got to really focus on one sport. I was always, going from one season to the next. So I really didn't have a lot of time to just focus on one sport. And my parents, both my parents and a lot of my family and stuff, everybody played basketball. The only people that really played football were me and my older brother. So honestly, going into high school, I really kind of wanted to play basketball. That's when I got to high school my freshman year, I was a freshman on varsity basketball and stuff. So I was kind of leaning a little bit more towards that. But being, from Dangerfield, it's like a small town, small city. And so just the exposure level for basketball wasn't really that high. And we were predominantly a football powerhouse. So, we put out more football players than anything. So that played a part in it. And then too, going into my senior year, the deciding factor, offer wise, I just felt like it made more sense for me to go the football route as far as the looks and the offers and things that I was getting. So that really played more of a part of it. But like I said, my heart, um, I was kind of torn between the two, like 1A, 1B as far as football, basketball goes. So, but I'm ultimately happy, that I stuck with football and chose that route just because of the path that it took me on, the people, the relationships, everything that I have in my life, football has granted me that in some form or fashion. So it was a great decision, and I'm happy.
Man, I'm happy about it too, because if you hadn't chose football, I wouldn't have got to interview you, and you wouldn't have scored touchdowns last year for the Houston Gamblers. So very happy about it. Plus, I don't watch it that much basketball, so I wouldn't have gotten to watch it. So it all worked out, that's what I'm saying. But you sound like you're a big basketball fan. You're from Texas. Are you a Mavericks fan? Are you a Rockets fan? Are you a Spurs fan? Somewhere not in Texas?
I mean, I like Steph Curry, so I'd
Okay.
probably say I'm a Warrior fan. But I got a cousin that plays in the NBA, so I gravitate more towards him. He plays with the Heat right now, so I watch more of the Heat games. But I really don't. If I'm not watching my cousin play, I don't really watch basketball like that until it comes playoff time, because I ain't a big fan of like the load management stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
When
yeah.
you turn on a game in the regular season and trying to watch like LeBron or somebody, he might not be playing that night. So I usually just wait till the playoffs and then that's when I watch everybody.
Man, I don't blame you. I feel like baseball, basketball, and hockey, you just watch the playoffs, and that's really all you need. So if your team doesn't make it, you're like, well, I didn't watch it this year. But
Yeah.
after high school, you talked about the offers and everything. You ended up going to Angelo State, and I actually have my first part of. I have some graphics, some pictures. I like to bring up uh, pictures of you when you were back in college. I think that they're cool pictures, man. That's some sweet hair. It looks like you haven't cut your beard since you left Angelo State.
Nah.
But what made you go to ASU?
So a little bit of backtracking. My like right after my junior year was when I really started like picking up steam, like as far as offers and things like that. And so like at the time, my biggest offer was from UL Monroe. I had just I think like I said, it was right after my junior season. I just finished my junior year. I had visited the campus a couple times and they ended up offering me. So after my junior year, I was getting ready to commit, you know what I'm saying, to UL Monroe. But, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to wait a little bit and just see what else would come. Um, then going into my senior year, their whole staff got fired. Like, I want to say probably like midway or like toward the end of like the regular season of my senior year. And so after their whole staff got fired, you know what I'm saying, the new staff came in and they told me, you know, they weren't going to honor my scholarship. So from that point forward, I basically kind of had to start over, like in as far as the recruiting process went. And so from the end of the season to signing day, whenever it was, I picked up probably about 6 to 8 more offers, but they were mainly um, Division II, and one was D1 AA, but they came from mostly the Lone Star Conference,
Yeah.
which is where Angelo State plays in. And so, just from that time period, I really just fell in love with the coaching staff, and it's funny because my like just how everything goes full circle in life. My first actual college visit that I took. Um, it was to a Midwestern State game. This was like my sophomore year, maybe. It was a Midwestern State game in Wichita Falls, and the team that they was playing was Angelo State. And so, like I said, I was there for Midwestern, but I got to see them play Angelo, so I was kind of like already familiar with them from way back when. And so, when everything came full circle, and I started really diving into Angelo State and making connections. And the biggest connection that I made was my receiver coach at the time. His name is Jason Johnson. Just the bond that me and him built, the relatability factor that we had. We had similar backgrounds in football as far as he he played quarterback a lot, and so um, a lot of people don't know this about me, but growing up and all throughout high school, I played quarterback. I didn't, but I played like a little bit of receiver my junior and senior year, but majority quarterback. Like I didn't start playing full time receiver till I got to college. And he was the same way, you know what I'm saying? He played a lot of quarterback and then he made the switch. And so just kind of sharing that background and then like I said, the trust that I had in him and the relationship that we built, that was the biggest reason that I chose to go to Angelo State because I still remember like the night that he got the Angelo State job. He was at Texas State at the time, but like the night or the day he got the Angelo State job, he had called me that night, and like I was like the first person he had called, and what I'm saying, that stuck out to me, and then from there, like the relationship just kept growing, and so that's why I decided to go to Angelo.
Well, I did not know that. I could not find a lot about your high school career. What made you played quarterback your whole time in high school, only a little bit of receiver? What made you make the switch? Just kind of. I don't know, easier in the recruitment process, or what was it?
I mean, it was a lot of factors because, like I said, in high school, I was like a Swiss Army knife. Like I played everything. So, like I said, I played quarterback. I was our starting safety on defense. But it was kind of mutual. So, like going into my junior year, me and my head coach in high school, I had a great relationship with him as well. And I kind of sat down and we kind of talked just about life and what I'm saying, longevity and my future. And I wanted to play receiver, and he wanted me to play receiver. So my junior year, going into that season, I'm starting at receiver, and I believe it was probably like the second game of the season. Our quarterback that we had, he tore his meniscus. So after he got hurt, or maybe it was his ACL, it was one of them. But anyway, after he got hurt, I went back to quarterback. So I only played 2 games of receiver my junior year. The rest of the season I had to play quarterback. So then my senior year comes around, and we sit down and we had the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? I had a great year, but I'm like, what I'm saying, I really want to go back to receiver. So all right, cool. So my senior year comes around, and the same exact thing happens to the same guy. It's the same dude. The dude that
Yeah.
got hurt my junior year, my senior year comes around, like the third, fourth game, he gets hurt again. So I go back to playing quarterback. So within those 2 years, I played maybe like a total of four or five games at full receiver. And so, like my senior year, before I went back to playing quarterback, like I said, I started on defense at safety, and so like the first like 3, 4 games of the year, I was leading the state in interceptions. I had 5 interceptions in 3, 4 games, and so my recruitment was like all over the place. Like some people wanted me to play safety, some people wanted me to play quarterback, some people wanted me to play receiver, and then some people just wanted to list me as an athlete. And then when I get there, we kind of see, what I'm
Figure it
saying, like
out.
figure it out. So I mean, I had a lot of different like options and like a lot of different things to consider because everybody was kind of wanting something different. And but Angelo, um, they were one of probably like the 3 or 4 schools that they committed, like told me like flat out, like what I'm saying, we want you to come here and we want you to play receiver. And that's really what I wanted. Like I didn't really want to play defense in college. Uh, I didn't. I mean, I would have been okay, what I'm saying, playing quarterback, but I didn't really want to play quarterback in college. But what I'm saying, I would have. But like I said, I really I wanted to play receiver. So what I'm saying, they gave me that commitment, and what I'm saying, that was like another just another plus. What I'm saying, everything else that I had already loved about Angelo, that what I'm saying, they had committed to me for.
Well, it totally worked. I feel really bad for that quarterback at your high school. If he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. That was crazy. But you go to Angelo and you absolutely tear it up. You redshirted your freshman year. You're there from 2016 to 2019. Career 2,221 yards, 16 touchdowns. Wild. But I want to talk about one game specifically before we move on to the SEC and, Missouri, which is where most people know you from. But I have a best friend who played left tackle at Tarleton State, also in the Lone Star Conference. Now he called me up one day, and I've been covering this team for 3 years, and he was asking me some question, but then he said, "Oh, also, I saw you tweeted that the Gamblers signed Keke Chism." I was like, "Yeah, they signed him like 2 days ago." And he goes, "Dude, I played against that guy when I was at Tarleton." And he said that guy moved on to the SEC because he was a man among boys down here in Division Two. So I looked it up, and that was actually your best game at Angelo State against Tarleton. I even have a picture of it, but you went 12 receptions, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Uh, I think it's by far the most receptions you had in a single game. Like, you were killing it. So I thought it was funny that your best game in college, you absolutely whooped on my best friend at Tarleton. So congratulations on that. I thought that was funny. But I even found a picture of it. This is you making a one-handed catch in that game. Pretty freaking cool. But then you move on and you go to Missouri. There you go. You moved to Missouri like right around COVID. Did COVID have something to do with it? Adding on to, you got extra years of eligibility, or was it more you knew that you wanted to grad transfer to an SEC school, a better school? What made you move over and become a Tiger?
It was a lot. It was honestly a few different reasons. Like I said, like you pointed it out, I was there from 16 to 19. But a lot of people don't know. I got my degree a year before I actually left. So it would have been I got my degree um, the year before. So I redshirted. I played two years, and then I got my degree. And so after my redshirt sophomore year, I honestly contemplated leaving then. But this was before the transfer portal. So, but I had got my degree, so you know what I'm saying, I wasn't gonna have to sit out, wherever I had went. But after I got my degree, I sat down with my dad and I talked with him about it, and ultimately kind of decided, to come back. For one, I mean, I kind of like I still felt like I had a little bit more, I guess, to prove at the time. But I was always confident, that I could play on a bigger stage, and so I ended up coming back. I played one more year in Angelo, and then the year when COVID happened, I'll never forget it because when everything shut down, I was actually on break from Angelo at the time. Like we were um, out of school, and so I was back. I was back up here in Dallas training, and so like once everything kind of shut down or whatever, our school had closed down in Angelo, and so they told us, like the campus is shut down, and we don't know when people are going to be allowed to come back. So I mean, the one of the biggest factors was they had started floating out rumors, that D2, what I'm saying, might not have a season next
Mhm.
year. So um, that was probably like the first kind of like sign that like, okay, this might be meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like you graduated last year, and I wanted to leave. I wanted to transfer, but I stuck it out. I came back one more, and then it's like, okay, COVID is happening. You might not have a season. Like this might be like God telling you, like this is your opportunity. You know what I'm saying, to do this. So I sat back down with my family again, and we ultimately decided, what I'm saying, that I was going to make the move and to transfer. But I mean, it was such a unknown because I mean, by this time, the transfer portal had just been created. But when I entered in, like, I honestly like had no idea where I was going to go, or who was even going to call. So it was a big bet on myself, and what I'm saying, a big risk, because at that time literally no one had made a jump that big from Division 2 to going to a D1, and not just a D1, a Power 5.
Power
And
Five,
then
SEC.
yeah, and then what I'm saying, not just a Power 5, you talking about the best conference of college football, what I'm saying, in the nation. So um, like I said, I mean, I wasn't scared, but I mean, it was a leap of faith, what I'm saying, for sure. And I just remember, like, when I got in the portal, I was probably in the portal for about 5 days. And in that 5 days, I picked up like 13 offers, D1 offers. And just in that 5 days, like my phone probably did not stop ringing. Like night and day, whether it was phone calls, text messages,
Dang.
like, and it's funny because like that's every kid's or every person's dream, is the recruiting process. So like it's great. Like so many people want you and you feel like kind of like you're on top of the world. But I mean, after like the second, third day, you honestly get tired of answering the phone. And I mean, because I mean, it gets a little stressful. I mean, but um, Missouri, they kind of stuck out to me from the jump, just from like I said, I'm big on the relationship aspect. So just from the comfort that I had in the staff and the trust that I felt that I had built with those guys, and then it was kind of nice because Coach Drink, who's there now, when I was in the portal, he was just getting to Missouri. Like he was coming from App State, so he was just coming in, and so when he was like reaching out to get me, like what I'm saying, I was his guy, like his top priority, what I'm saying, to bring in with him. So like it was special because we got there, what I'm saying, kind of at the
Mhm.
same time. So that was really great. And like I said, when you talking about SEC football, like I said, I bet on myself, and what I'm saying, I trust my ability against anybody. Like it doesn't matter like who I'm lining up against. And as a kid, you always see the Alabamas and just SEC like running over everybody. So when I got the opportunity, what I'm saying, to go play in the SEC, like it was honestly a no brainer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm the best receiver. You know what I'm saying? In order to be the best, you got to play against the best. So um, going to the SEC, it just made sense for me in my career to take that opportunity and face that challenge head on.
Well, it sounds like you've made the absolute best choice. I can't believe I've never heard anybody that I've interviewed and enter the transfer portal and just have their phone ringing off the hook. So that is wildly impressive. But yeah, from going to Angelo State and my best friend who played against you, describing you as a man amongst boys, to going to the SEC and then being a man playing against men, right? SEC is big time football. But you go there, you play for 2 seasons, you do well, and then it was around the COVID time. Did you have a pro day, or was it still around the time where there weren't pro days? Couldn't really find anything on it.
Yeah, we had a pro day, but I mean, it was still like kind of
Still
like I won't
COVID,
say, yeah, it was still COVIDy. You know
little
what I'm saying? It
COVID.
was
Okay.
it was still weird with like the restrictions and things like that. But yeah, we did have a pro day.
And then what was the draft process, and then eventually finding the USFL? What did that look like? Like, how did you hear about it? How did you first get in contact with Bob Morris and the Gamblers?
So the draft process. So I went undrafted, and then right after the draft, I had a few teams reach out as far as priority free agent and rookie minicamp invites. So ultimately decided to go to Green Bay. Went to Green Bay minicamp, and then I also after I left Green Bay, I went to San Francisco, and so did really well at both of those spots. And then after I got released, I came home, and probably around November, me and my agent, we kind of just started talking about um, just all the options that were on the table. We still had teams that were interested free agent wise. And then we talked about a possibility of, possibly going to Canada. And then he had floated the idea to me about, the USFL. And at the time, honestly, I didn't know very much about the USFL. I had heard about it, like I knew about it, like I knew it was a league, obviously, and I had a couple people, like a couple friends that had played in it like the year before, but I didn't really like sit down and like, what I'm saying, watch
Mhm.
any games or like do anything like that. So I had knew about it, but I didn't know about it, if that makes sense.
Oh,
And
100%.
so probably like 2 weeks later, he called me and he was like, um, you know, the USFL, it's a real option, if you want it. He said, him and my agent and Bob Morris, they had a really good relationship, and so Bob had reached out to him, and he kind of, what I'm saying, asked, where my head was and if I was interested, and I jumped all over the opportunity. I told him, yeah, I'd be interested, and so from there, I signed, I believe, kind of close to the end of November, somewhere in there,
Mhm.
and the rest was history.
And a good history it is. So, with Bob Morris, I love the man. He used to text me when he would sign new players. Not before you signed the actual contract, but once you signed the contract, he would send it to me so I could kind of beat the league to announce it. It was great. And I remember I asked him about you specifically when you signed to the Gamblers. I said, "Man, like why is this guy not in the league? This guy should be in the NFL right now." Looking at, your highlights, your attributes, all that stuff. And Bob said, Keke is a guy who he has literally everything you want in an NFL wide receiver. He said the only thing is that his 40 time throws dudes off. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So I was doing my research today, getting ready for the interview. I was very excited. I wanted to be ready. And I found this from another fan site, the USFL News Hub. And they said his biggest concern comes with speed as he won't have many big plays. And I was like, wow, first of all, why would they put that in an article? That's pretty rude. But second of all, you went and you did this during a game to prove all of them wrong. If it plays, you went and you proved all the naysayers wrong, and you showed you had speed, and you showed you were going to make big plays. And I just feel like this is what you came to the USFL to do, right?
Absolutely, man. It's crazy because I like going through that process. Like I said, narratives are a big thing, and it kind
Mm-hmm.
of showed me um, just a lot about like how the world of like not only just some media works, but just once people kind of have a perspective or they see something, like they kind of take it and run with it without, what I'm saying, doing the full research or watching film. What I'm saying, like you see a lot of people that kind of cover sports, like sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, do they really watch the games and things like that? But a lot of people like don't know, and I never really told this story to anyone because I'm not the type of person to, what I'm saying, make excuses or things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
probably like I think it was like 2 or 3 days before my pro day, I tweaked my hamstring, and so I go to
Dang.
my
Okay.
agent, and what I'm saying, I tell him, I'm like, hey, what I'm saying, something's not right. What you think we need to do? And like we sat down, we had a conversation, and so basically what it was is, I didn't go to the combine that year, so like my pro day was going to be my only time to run,
Mhm.
what I'm saying, do my drills and things like that. So I ultimately decided to still run anyway. So like I said, that happened, and like I said, once I ran that 40, and then it was just like everything else kind of just went out the table. Like, okay, we just gonna throw away all the film of him running past people, what I'm saying, him constantly making big plays and things like that. And so, what I'm saying, like I said, as a man, you kind of just take some things on the chin because, like I said, I know my ability. Um,
Mhm.
I haven't had a problem ever running past anybody or ever making a play. I mean, it's nothing on the field that I can't do. So from that aspect, I never really let that bother me because I mean, you can pull up any type of film, any tape, you will never find anyone catching me from behind. You constantly see me running past people. Um, I've been a state champion in track, so I mean, it's all that. It's kind of just something that you kind of block out and tune out, and just kind of let the tape speak for itself. Like I said, when I get on the field, you can see my speed clear as day. You can see my playmaking clear as day. So I mean, all of that. It definitely hurt me a lot as far as, what I'm saying, draft stock went. But like I said, productivity speaks for itself, and you just kind of see, like, sometimes you kind of see it's like a narrative will be painted. Sometimes productivity will matter, and then sometimes it won't. You know what I'm saying? You see guys every year that don't have a high productivity level, and then they go to the combine or pro day, they run a 4.2 or 4.3.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna fall in love with them.
Suddenly they move up those boards, right? They're like undrafted
Exactly.
7th round, suddenly 3rd round because
Yeah.
they ran a 4.
Yeah. So I mean that goes kind of back to, man, just control what you can control. And I know what I can control is, what I'm saying, my performance, my work ethic, my mindset. And what I'm saying, nobody can ever take that away from me. Nobody can write that away from me. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I keep the main thing, and stay focused, man, I know that I'm always be okay.
Well, I hope you and all the gamblers, now Roughnecks, know that before I ever say anything about y'all on a video or in an article or a tweet, I watched the film. I actually did not know your 40 time until today when I was doing the research, because I watched your Angelo State tape, I watched your Missouri tape, and I'm glad you came into the league and you proved everybody wrong, especially those people over at my competitors on that website that I had a little excerpt. Dude, you came in and you showed, yeah, you make big plays. That's literally what you do. And then all through training camp, you were like every other video that the Gamblers social media posted. So you're doing pretty great. But now with the merger, you're going and you're being the Houston Roughnecks. You're from Dallas now, 2 hours outside Dallas. Are you excited to be representing Houston? Are you excited to be in the new digs? Look at that. Got it pulled up right there. How you feel?
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I love my state of Texas, man. Just being able to be home and be in the great city of Houston. It's going to be a great opportunity. Houston is an exciting place, man, and it's exciting times for Houston sports right now. You look at how the Texans just did, so I'm excited to represent that city as well. Feel like it's going to be great for us as a team as well, because being in Memphis last year, you kind of just seen, like I said, we were a Houston team in Memphis, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean we didn't really have any support. It kind of felt like we were outcast, living somewhere where we didn't belong, or like the city didn't want us. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, they had the showboats. So just being able to experience the home crowd of a home city, it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great opportunity. It's going to be a great season, and we're going to give the city of Houston something to be proud of this year.
Heck yeah, man. I know you love Texas, but do you love it enough to have the entire flag be your helmet? I just think it's a little much.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like it though.
You like it? Okay.
I like their uniforms. I mean, I liked our uniforms last year,
Dude, I love the Gamblers.
Gamblers, but I just wish I don't know. I wish we didn't. I don't really think I like the gray pants that much. Like, if we had been more
Okay.
like black and red, or like really we could have did all black.
That's what
I
I
feel like
always want.
that would have been fire. But I like the red, white, and blue. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be cool.
What I really wanted on the Gamblers was I wanted them to add this stripe down the helmet. That'd have been cold. That'd have been really cool.
Yeah,
And then rebranding, it was hard for me. I had all this Gambler stuff. Obviously, I made it work, but I'm excited. So now it's the off season. We're working up. You don't even have to worry about travel because you're already there, and you're very much killing it. If it ever shows, no, not that one yet. Dude, you are killing it in the off season. One of these you literally posted today. 6 minutes. I saw it 6 minutes after you posted it because it was while I was doing the research on you. But dude, what have you been doing this off season? You know, getting ready for the season.
Man, I've been having a great off season. I give a lot of credit to my trainer. She does a great job. She handles all of my weight room. Handles my strength and conditioning, my speed work, everything. And then she also she's my therapist, so she handles, you know what I'm saying, any all of my maintenance and just recovery work. So I mean, I've been locked in and focused, really just with everything. Life is thrown at me. Like I said, I'm getting ready to be a dad. So I mean, I I'm really excited because I know the work that I put in is about to show. Just from the mental standpoint, of how I'm feeling mentally, how I'm feeling spiritually. I feel like everything is aligning the right way. I'm attacking the process the right way. I'm loving the grind of just getting better each and every day, and just seeing the work that I put in. I'm seeing the improvements and the progressions that I'm putting in towards my body. We went in with a plan. We sat down together, me and her, and we created a plan that I wanted to follow and what I wanted this off season to look like as far as strength, as far as core speed, and you know we checking all those boxes. So I'm excited, man. Each day that I go to sleep and wake up, I start smiling even bigger because I'm seeing that, you know, training camp is right around the corner, and I can't wait to, you know, show the world and show the league everything that I put in, and to be able to be a top receiver in this league this year.
Oh yeah, man. And obviously I had this up here, you know, that you're going to be a boy dad coming up here in July. Congratulations on that. That is amazing. And I was going to ask you how that was, you know, changing the way that you were looking at the game and stuff. But you kind of described it right there, so I won't bore you with it. But congratulations again to you and your lady. That's fantastic. So the last thing I really wanted to ask was, you know, we talked so much about football that I always like to end the show where I do the rapid incoming breakdown, which is where I ask you 4 questions that don't have to do with football so that people can just get to know you better as a person and a guy that they're going to root for. Sound good?
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. Question 1. If there was a Keke Chism biopic, a movie about your life, what actor would play you?
A biopic. What actor would play me? Uh, I would say like a young Will Smith. I would want Will Smith to play me. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be fire. I was about to say he's got to be real tall. Like at Pro Day and then Game 1, I was there. Not Pro Day, at Media Day and Game 1, I was there. I didn't even try to talk to you at Media Day. You were one of the people I wanted to, and then I saw you and I was like, he is a don. You know, you see that beard, you're getting ready to take the pictures. I was like, I'm not gonna mess with him.
You should have, man. I would have talked to you.
I was like, holy crap, he's huge. You're a big dude, man. Question number 2. Who was your favorite superhero comic book character?
Superhero. Superhero. That's a good question. I don't really know if I don't know if I have a favorite superhero, but I mean, my favorite, I would say, character is Joker.
I was going to say, all your social medias are Joker. Is that just completely off of, I assume, Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight?
Yeah, that's exactly that one. Yep.
Hell yeah.
1000%.
And so that's cool. It just became all your handles.
Yeah, man. That's the greatest. I feel like that's the greatest acting performance ever.
Oh, it is absolutely up there. It's one of the top ones. Yeah. That's awesome. I was going to ask what the story was behind your handle. And then question number 3, what is your go-to workout song right now?
Go-to workout song? Man, that's a good question too. I don't really know if I have a go-to workout song, but I'll probably just say like my top three that I like listen to when I'm working out.
Love it.
I listen to a lot of Ride Wave just because like I don't like to be rah all the time. Like sometimes I just like to have some mellow stuff playing. Like I feel like you perform better when you know what I'm saying, like when you're in a
Your heart
calm,
rate's
like
down.
cool state. Yeah.
Okay.
Versus, you know what I'm saying, being pumped up all the time. So I'll probably say Ride Wave, um, Uzi, because Uzi music, Lil Uzi, his music put me in a good mood a lot of times. And then three, I'd probably say rapper by the name of Big X, the plug. He from Dallas.
Let's go. I'm from Texas. Dude, I love that song. I actually showed two dudes that song this weekend. I was at a bachelor party and they'd never heard it. And I told my brother, I was like, you got to. I love that song. I love that. And I like how you're like, you don't always like to be rah, rah. You know, that makes sense. A lot of people, when they go on a run, they're just putting in really heavy music. And I'm like, no, I want something that has a slower beat that I can pace to and stuff. So I totally get your vibe. Question 4. Who is your biggest inspiration in life that is not an athlete?
Oh, my dad, 1,000%.
Nice.
Just like I said, everything he taught me growing up as a man, how to be a man. Um, like I said, the no excuse mentality. Just wake up, go to work every day, do what you got to do to provide for your family, provide for yourself, and never let down the ones that's counting on you. I got 1,000 lessons, and you know what I'm saying, 1,000 stories that I learned from my parents, man. And but yeah, my dad for sure.
That's awesome. I get tons of my moms. I don't get as many dads, which I feel like dads deserve a lot of credit. My dad always got mad watching football because everybody who looks into the camera on the sideline, they go, "Hi, mom," and he was like, "That's crap." Who was out there throwing the football to them when they were young? All that stuff. They never say hi, dad. So I absolutely
Yeah,
love that you
man.
gave him the credit. Love that.
It ain't no me without my dad, man. That's how I feel.
Love that. Is he as big and daunting as you are?
Uh, nah. I mean, he's 6 foot, so I mean, he not small, he not short, but
Taller than me.
um,
Oh, I know.
I kind of get yeah, I get my height from like my mom's side. My mom is 5'11", 6 foot, so she pretty
Dang.
tall. And then I got like a grandpa that was 6'4", so
My wife is 4'8", so I don't know what any of that. But jeez. But those were fantastic answers. Those are some of my favorite answers I've ever gotten. Actually, you gave me an answer. You gave me the reasoning. They were new answers. That was great, dude. So when we get to the end of the show like this, I call it the end zone for obvious reasons. Football show. But when we reach the end zone, I hand the floor over to you because I do this to promote the league, promote United Football Media as a network, but most importantly, to promote you as a player and a person. So I hand it over to you if you have a shout out you want to give, a brand you're repping that you want to give a plug to, or just a message to Roughnecks fans. This is your
I would, like I just said, man, I just want to put the city of Houston on notice. Just let them know that we're excited with the opportunity to be out there, be in the city, and you can expect a lot of magic, a lot of big plays, a lot of wins, and we got the talent, we got the coaching staff, we got all the pieces in place to bring the city a championship. So that's going to be our focus. That's going to be my mindset every day, coming in and doing what I can to lead the guys in that direction. And you know that's our goal, to win it all. We're not in this for no participation. We in it to win the whole thing. So that's what you can expect.
Heck yeah, man. I love to hear it. The last 2 years I was at the championship game. I'm tired of watching the Stallions. Really, really tired. So very excited to hear that. Thank you, Keke, for coming on. This has been a great interview. I told you 20 minutes, and we went 40 because you gave great answers, honestly. You know, I always say 20 because some dudes come on and they're just like, oh, I like football. But you came on and you killed it. So thank you very much. Everybody, this has been Roughnecks Rundown interview with wide receiver, big play, Keke Chism. This has been a great time. Thank you, man. See y'all next time.
I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston.